Beloved, there is a power greater than any obstacle you have ever faced, and it is waiting for your command. Life itself is a perfect game, governed by spiritual laws that never fail. The moment you understand that your word is law, you begin to see how easily abundance can flow into your experience. It may feel like cheating the system, but in truth, you are aligning yourself with the system as it was designed by the infinite. Money is not a struggle, nor is it far from you. Money is an idea of God, ever, present, ever, circulating, and it comes when you call it with faith. Too long have people begged, worried, and feared lack, not realizing that every anxious word builds a wall against prosperity. When you speak with confidence, when you declare your good boldly, the wall crumbles and your supply rushes in like a mighty river. The spoken word is the most powerful force a human being possesses, for it is through the word that we set the unseen into motion. From the beginning of time, creation itself was brought forth by a spoken command, "Let there be." That same creative power flows through you, waiting to be used, waiting to be directed. The moment you understand that every word you speak has authority, you begin to see life as the perfect game it truly is. You are not a victim of chance, circumstance, or the opinions of others. You are a creator, shaping your path with every declaration that passes your lips. When you speak in faith, your word becomes law. The universe does not question, debate, or delay. It obeys. It is only when doubt and fear creep into your speech that results are slowed or twisted. People often speak casually, unaware that each careless statement plants a seed in the invisible. I never have enough. Money slips through my fingers. Things never work out for me. These are not harmless expressions. They are commands, and the universe must carry them out. When the harvest comes, the speaker wonders why lack persists, not realizing it was summoned by their very own tongue. On the other hand, when you choose your words with wisdom and authority, the world rearranges itself to deliver exactly what you have declared. Say with conviction, "I am richly supplied," and opportunities appear where none existed before. Declare, "Unexpected money comes to me in perfect ways," and suddenly doors open, gifts arrive, and channels of supply reveal themselves. It may look like coincidence to the untrained eye, but in truth, it is the law of your word unfolding. Your spoken word must carry faith, for faith is the substance that gives life to what you declare. Empty words, spoken with doubt or mockery, bear no fruit, but when you speak with a heart that knows the truth, you set in motion a chain of events that nothing can stop. Spirit works in ways the human mind cannot calculate. You may not know how your supply will appear, but that is not your concern. The how belongs to the infinite. Your only work is to speak the word, believe the word, and refuse to contradict it. Think of your word as a royal decree. When a king speaks, his command is carried out without hesitation. There is no debate, no questioning, no delay. So it is with you. You are the ruler of your own destiny, and your spoken word is the decree that shapes your kingdom. Speak with certainty, speak with authority, speak with joy, knowing that the universe rushes to fulfill your every declaration. Once you understand that your word is law, you will guard your speech carefully. You will stop using phrases of lack and defeat. You will speak only life, prosperity, health, and success. And as you do, you will witness the miracle. Your outer world will transform to match your inner command. For the word, once spoken, cannot return void. It must accomplish that which it was sent to do. Money is not a cold piece of paper, nor is it a symbol of greed or struggle, as many have been taught. Money, in its truest essence, is an idea of God, a divine substance that flows through the universe as freely as air and sunlight. It is part of the infinite supply that was created for all, without limit and without restriction. Just as the ocean cannot be emptied by the filling of a single cup, so the divine treasury cannot be diminished by your demand upon it. The belief that money is scarce, or that it comes only through hard toil and endless worry, is a shadow cast by fear, not the truth of spirit. The truth is that money is ever present, waiting for you to claim it by right of consciousness. Everywhere you look, money circulates. It changes hands, flows through banks, industries, and markets, moves across nations and oceans. Yet behind all this movement lies a single truth. Money is energy, and energy is infinite. It is not trapped in one channel, nor does it belong to one person more than another. The same source that gives breath to your lungs gives supply to your life, and when you recognize this, lack becomes impossible. Poverty is never the absence of money. It is the absence of recognition of divine supply. The moment you know that money is an expression of the infinite, you free yourself from the chains of limitation. People often say, "I must work harder, longer, and sacrifice more to get money." This belief binds them, for they see money as something distant and difficult, rather than ever present and divine. In truth, money is not created by your sweat alone. It is created first in consciousness. When you align your thoughts and words with abundance, channels open, opportunities unfold, and money flows to you with ease. Hard work without right consciousness leads to frustration, but even the smallest effort, when backed by the recognition of divine supply, brings great returns. To treat money as divine is to treat it with respect and gratitude. When you receive it, no matter how small the amount, bless it. Give thanks for it, as though it were a messenger from God, carrying with it the promise of more. To resent money, to speak ill of it, or to fear it is to push away the very good you seek. Remember that money is not the cause of evil. It is the misuse of money, born from fear or greed, that causes harm. Rightly used, money blesses, uplifts, and creates freedom for yourself and others. Because money is ever present, you need not chase it or cling to it. Instead, you simply allow it to appear through the channels that Spirit chooses. You may receive it through your work, through unexpected gifts, through opportunities you never imagined. The form does not matter, for the supply is infinite, and the universe knows countless ways to reach you. Your only task is to keep your consciousness open, to affirm daily that you are one with the riches of God, and to expect supply to appear in perfect ways. When you understand that money is divine and ever present, worry fades like a mist in the sunlight. You no longer beg or struggle. You command your good with joy, knowing it is already here. You step into a new way of living, where supply flows steadily, naturally, and abundantly. And as you embrace this truth, money ceases to be a burden or a chase. It becomes what it was always meant to be, a servant of Spirit, moving through your life to bless you and all whom you touch. Faith is the golden key that unlocks the doors to abundance. Without faith, words fall empty, prayers become weak, and desires remain only dreams. But with faith, mountains move, obstacles dissolve, and what once seemed impossible is delivered swiftly and perfectly. Faith is not hoping or wishing. It is the deep inner knowing that what you have asked for already exists and is making its way to you at this very moment. When you stand in faith, you remove the very cause of delay, for doubt and fear are the only barriers between you and your good. Most people wait in hesitation, looking to outer circumstances as proof of what is possible. They say, "I will believe it when I see it." But the law of Spirit is the opposite. You see it because you believe it. Faith is the substance that bridges the unseen with the seen. Without faith, the channel is clogged, and the flow of supply is blocked. But the moment you release fear and take hold of unwavering trust, the way clears, and blessings rush in with speed that surprises even you. Faith does not create your good. It reveals what has already been provided for you from the beginning of time. Delay is never in Spirit. Spirit operates in the eternal now, where all things are finished, complete, and waiting to manifest. Delay exists only in the human mind, which questions, doubts, and tries to calculate the how and the when. The The moment you begin to worry about time, you give power to delay, but the instant you shift into faith, knowing that the universe is already working in your favor, time loses its grip. What seemed years away can arrive in days, even hours, for faith accelerates the process. Faith declares it is done, and the universe has no choice but to align itself with that declaration. Consider how a seed grows. When planted in the soil, you do not dig it up daily to see if it has sprouted. You trust the process, you water it, and you expect growth. That trust is faith. Yet when it comes to money, success, or healing, many plant their words in the soil of spirit, but then dig them up with worry and doubt. Each time they say, "It isn't happening," or "I don't see it yet," they uproot the seed. Faith removes delay because it leaves the seed untouched, allowing it to grow in peace until the harvest appears. Faith is not passive, it is active, joyful, and expectant. It does not sit in fear or beg for signs. It gives thanks in advance, walking as though the blessing were already in hand. Faith speaks boldly, "I already have it. It is mine now." And because faith is the evidence of things unseen, the manifestation must appear in the outer world to match the inner conviction. When you choose faith over fear, you step into harmony with divine law. The universe no longer needs to rearrange itself around your doubt and hesitation. The way becomes straight, the delays vanish, and your good appears quickly, perfectly, and often in ways beyond your imagination. Faith is the great remover of delay, the assurance that what you seek is not on its way, it is already here. The words you speak are not idle sounds, they are creative forces shaping the very fabric of your life. Each word is a seed planted in the fertile soil of the universe, and every seed must bear fruit. When you understand this truth, you become watchful over your tongue, careful not to scatter seeds of lack, fear, or failure. Too often people speak of what they do not want, giving life to conditions they dread. They declare, "I can't afford this," "Nothing ever works out for me," or "I'll never get ahead." These words, though spoken in passing, are commands to the unseen, and the unseen always obeys. The harvest comes, and it looks exactly like the seed that was sown. To speak only what you desire is to choose your words with wisdom and intention. Instead of speaking about poverty, speak about abundance. Instead of repeating stories of illness, speak of health and strength. Instead of confessing struggle, confess ease and success. Your words do not merely describe your world, they create it. The more you affirm what you desire, the more you align yourself with the law of supply, and soon your outer life mirrors your inner declaration. Words of faith and joy lift you into harmony with divine order, where blessings flow naturally and continuously. It is important to remember that idle talk is never truly idle. The universe does not differentiate between a joke, a complaint, or a declaration of faith. Every word has energy, and every word produces after its kind. This is why gossip, criticism, and self-deprecating remarks are dangerous. They weaken your field and call forth the very conditions you seek to escape. The wise soul guards their mouth as carefully as a king guards his treasure, allowing no careless phrases to escape. Instead, they speak life, peace, prosperity, and harmony, knowing that each word builds a future filled with good. Speaking only what you desire requires discipline, but it is a joyful discipline, for it turns the tongue into a wand of power. With every statement of faith, you are writing the script of your destiny. Say, "I am richly blessed," and blessings begin to flow. Declare, "Everything I touch prospers," and prosperity becomes your companion. Affirm, "I attract wealth and opportunities with ease," and watch as new doors open before you. The world will call it luck, coincidence, or chance, but you will know it is the unfailing law of the spoken word. There is no power in rehearsing the past or in describing conditions you dislike. Each time you give voice to lack, you breathe life into it, but each time you give voice to your desire, you summon it into being. Speaking only what you desire does not mean denying reality. It means refusing to feed the reality you do not want, while giving full energy to the reality you wish to see. The tongue can be a weapon or a wand, a curse or a blessing. When you choose to speak only what you desire, you turn your speech into a creative tool, shaping your life into a reflection of your highest good. Soon you will discover that your words, spoken with conviction and joy, carry the power to transform circumstances swiftly and beautifully. For every word uttered in faith is a command the universe must fulfill, and life itself becomes the perfect echo of your declarations. There is no such thing as lack in the divine order. Lack is a human illusion, born of fear, comparison, and ignorance of spiritual law. The truth is that supply is infinite, without beginning and without end, as boundless as the sky, and as measureless as the ocean. When you say there is not enough, whether it be money, opportunities, or resources, you are denying the very nature of the universe, for Spirit created an overflowing abundance intended for every soul. Just as the sun never withholds its light, and the earth never withholds its harvest, so infinite supply never withholds from you. It is only human thought, tangled in doubt and fear, that closes the door against the flow. Imagine standing at the edge of the sea with a cup in your hand. You may fill your cup and think the water scarce because your vessel is small, but the ocean remains full, untouched, and limitless. So it is with supply. You may have experienced only a trickle of prosperity in the past, but that is not because supply was small. It is because your vessel of belief was small. The moment you expand your consciousness, the moment you affirm that there is no limit to what you can receive, you find the flow increasing. Infinite supply is always waiting to fill the measure of your faith. Many fear that by claiming abundance they take away from someone else, but this is a misunderstanding of spiritual law. Supply is not a pie that must be divided into shrinking slices. It is a boundless river that multiplies as it flows. The good you claim does not reduce another's portion, for the storehouse of spirit is inexhaustible. When you step into prosperity, you do not rob others. You make more room for blessings to circulate throughout the world. Every act of receiving rightly and joyfully actually expands the current of abundance for all. To recognize supply as infinite is to erase worry from your mind. Worry says, "What if there is not enough for me?" But faith says, "There is more than enough, and it comes to me in perfect ways." Worry binds, but recognition releases. When you know that the universe is rich beyond measure, you stop chasing, clinging, and hoarding. Instead, you rest in the assurance that supply is ever flowing, and you need only open yourself to its current. Money, opportunities, ideas, and gifts all come through channels, but the channels are not your source. Spirit is your source, and spirit never runs dry. Look at nature. Trees do not worry about running out of air, rivers do not fear they will stop flowing, and flowers do not doubt the return of the sun. All creation trusts in the endless cycle of supply. You too are part of this creation, and your good is just as assured. To declare daily that infinite supply is yours by divine right is to call forth streams of prosperity from unexpected places. The law responds to your recognition, and soon your life reflects the truth that there is no limit to what you can have, do, or be. Infinite supply is limitless, and the sooner you claim it, the sooner you will see it. Release thoughts of scarcity, expand your consciousness, and step into the boundless flow. What you desire already exists in abundance, waiting for your faith to open the door. And as you align with this truth, you will discover that life is not a struggle, but a joyous unfolding of unlimited good, pouring into your hands without measure. The universe responds not to hesitation or fear, but to the confident command of a soul that knows its divine authority. When you speak timidly, doubting whether your word carries weight, you weaken the force of creation. But when you command with joy and certainty, you send out a vibration that cannot be denied. Spirit delights in obedience to faith-filled words, for they echo the creative power of the divine itself. To command is not to beg, nor is it to plead with the unseen. To command is to stand in your rightful place as a child of God, claiming what already belongs to you. Joy is the companion of certainty. When you declare your good with gladness, you demonstrate that you believe it is already on its way. Joy is faith expressed, the song of the heart that knows it cannot be disappointed. A declaration made in fear or heaviness lacks the substance that brings it forth. But when your command is filled with joy, it carries the lightness of assurance, and the universe rushes to fulfill it. Joy is not only a result of answered prayer, it is the energy that hastens its arrival. Certainty is the seal upon your word. Doubt scatters your power, but certainty focuses it like a beam of light, directing it with precision toward its mark. When you command with certainty, you do not wonder if it will come. You know it must. You do not look to signs for reassurance, for your conviction is the evidence. Certainty does not bargain with time, nor does it waver when conditions appear unchanged. It stands firm, declaring, "It is done," and holds fast until the outer world mirrors the inner truth. When you command with joy and certainty, money, opportunities, and blessings appear with astonishing speed. It may even feel as though the rules of life have bent in your favor. In truth, it is not cheating the system. It is aligning perfectly with the system as Spirit intended it. The universe was never designed for struggle and delay. It was designed for harmony, flow, and immediate response to faith-filled words. There is no need for long, elaborate speeches. A single sentence, spoken with joy and certainty, can move mountains. Say, "Unexpected money now comes to me in perfect ways," and release it with a smile, knowing it is already done. Say, "I am divinely guided to success," and walk in confidence, assured that every step is ordered. The power lies not in the length of the command, but in the spirit with which it is spoken. Every command you give is like a royal decree. The universe is your kingdom, and your words are the orders that shape it. A king does not doubt that his word will be carried out. He speaks with authority, and his will is done. So must you speak, with the certainty of one who knows their divine right, and with the joy of one who trusts in infinite supply. Command with joy and certainty, and watch as life itself bows to your word, bringing forth abundance, success, and miracles with a speed that leaves no room for doubt.